Hard to believe, but we are into the third week of June here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. The sun is out and the point races Bonssa Tufa are heating up, including in the SK Modifieds, 22 points separating the top two. And finally, the championship point leader that's been consistent all season got his first win of the year last week.
Yep, Brian Narducci, career win number 2 in the SK Modifieds. And what a race. It was a great battle. It was him, Mike Christopher Jr., and Corey DiMatteo, 3 buddies off the track, going at it on the track, bump and run, dooring each other back and forth. But in the end, the 85 came out on top. It was a matter of time. With the speed that car has had, is arguably the most consistent car on a week-by-week basis. That's why he's the points leader. So good on Brian for getting that first win with petty cash. Now he's proving it more on the track in the top division. He's really getting the job done. While
Brian found success, others continued to find struggles. Keith Rocco and Jonathan Puglio. Stay away from them in the pits.
Yeah, well, for Keith was fast.
He was.
He started back in 18th. He made his way up inside the top 10 before something went awry with the race car. Nothing he could do. But that's 2 straight weeks where he's had a good car. He even said it in the interview mid-race that the car was fast, just needs some luck. Speaking of luck, yes, Jonathan Puglio, dead last a couple weeks ago, blows an engine in practice last Friday, gets the car ready with a new engine just in time for the feature. And then he crashes on lap 1.
Yeah, to only get to turn number 1. Didn't even get to where we're standing on the racetrack here on the back straightaway. So hopefully his luck will turn around. Speaking of drivers that have had good luck 2 weeks in a row, former champion getting it done in the late models back-to-back.
Yeah, Adam Gray's really turned it around. He wasn't looking that great the first 3 races, but whatever they did to that car, I think they figured it out. From 12th to 1st, in about 10 laps, he drove through the field really quick. So that 97 team is back on track. And I love what he said after the race where he's like, all right, Jacob, his kid, now it's your turn to beat that. Because those two have gone back and forth in the win category, whether on Friday nights or Monday nights in the Wild Thing karts. We saw Kevin Gambacorta up there in second spot, but every restart he was on the outside and kept falling back. And then he and Tom Fern had some contact in the last corner of the last lap. That led to a bit of a disagreement. So those two are not quite happy at each other for the last couple of weeks. Otherwise, Michael Ray, again, just quietly running second. He was fast again. I don't even know if he liked the way his car drove, but he was there when it mattered most. Finished second, point leader still with top 5 finishes this season.
Point leader by 20 going into this Friday night. You mentioned the hot temperatures, bringing out the hot tempers. We saw that not only in the late models, but in the SK Light Modifieds as well.
I can't even explain what happened last Friday. You just got to look back on the Flow broadcast or even the highlights on our YouTube channel just to get an idea of what in the world happened in that 29-car field. When we did have racing, it was good racing. It was good racing, and we saw Pearl pass 2 cars on the outside line in a half a lap to take the lead. There was a lot of incidents, a lot of unusual things happening during that race, but in the end, Pearl back in victory lane after such a bad 2 weeks to start off the year. They've been getting better, they've been getting more luck, and they finally made it back to victory lane. But how about that top 10? There were some drivers that you normally don't see up there that earned their career best finish in this division.
Including Cassandra Cole, her first podium finish.
Cassandra Cole finished 3rd. Tyler Alkis finished 4th. Casey Vogt finished 5th. You had Ron Midford Jr. finish 7th. And Haley DeSonier finished 11th. And she just got started racing in the SK Lights this year. So quite an unusual. Oh, Andy Marquise finished 12th as well. So just a very wild race. But the people who kept it clean, they were rewarded for it at the end.
You mentioned some of the ladies. Amanda West challenging for a runner-up spot on the podium in the closing laps.
Yeah, contact with Joey Farina while trying to take second spot. Spins it down to the grass. Didn't hit anything. The car's in one piece, and she was fast. Came back to finish 9th in the last couple of laps. And Tyler Chapman got caught up in an incident. Came back to finish in the top 10. He was really the only top guy besides Pearl that didn't have a big issue. Debus did not finish the race. Charlene didn't finish. Megan Fuller didn't finish. Tyler Berry. So Chapman has a huge point lead of over 40 points heading to the next race.
44 points, to be exact, coming into this Friday night.
Thank you, Kyle.
In the limited late models, it was another new winner for the 22 season in the number 23 car, getting to victory lane.
I mentioned last week that there were 4 drivers who won the previous year that were looking to return to victory lane. Devin Jensick was one of them, and he got it done. Got past Kevin Cormier halfway through the race and never looked back despite a late restart. So good on Jensick and that 23 team to return to victory lane. And I got to mention Cormier because his finish does not show what that car had last Friday. He missed a shift on one of the last restarts, fell from 2nd to about 6th, but Cormier was up there in the top 2 for most of that event until he made that mistake. So that 14, he's a rookie, first time at Stafford. He's getting better and better week by week.
Another good run by Alexandra Fern of a second-place finish, trying to work her way back into the championship battle after a tough start to the season. And speaking of the point battle, it's tight, just 2 points among the top 2.
Yeah, well, Rich Hammond got another good finish. Jeremy Lavoie didn't have as good a finish as he wanted to. I mean, he was still up there, but Rich Hammond just always finds a way, no matter how far he starts in the back of the pack, to find himself in the podium in the last few laps of the event. And that consistency is key. He does have 2 wins, but podium after podium after podium is why he's still up front in the points.
By 2 over Jeremy Lavoie. And in the street stocks, the roller coaster season that it has been for Bobby Sturck continued, and this past Friday night, it was a high moment.
Yes, he told me after the race, checkers or wreckers, because that's how the last 4 races have been. Win, crash, crash, win. But maybe that's the start of something good for Sturck. He knows how to overcome adversity. He's had ups and downs throughout his career here at Stafford. He's been through the lowest of lows. Now he's in the highest of highs again, getting the victory. Travis Hydar finishing second in that race. A wild last lap. I mean, there was so much that happened in that last lap, but in the midst of all that, Hovey had some good luck.
Yeah, he finished.
He finished 6th as a result, and he was involved in one of the cautions earlier in the feature. So first top 10 of the year for Hovey, recovering after the mid-race issue and then avoiding the mayhem on the last lap. But going back to Sturck, second win of the year. Travis Hydar still keeping it consistent all season long. And Jason Finkbein found his way into the podium again. His great 2022 season continues after the opening day wreck.
And only just 4 points out of the lead. Burt Willett continues to lead the Street Stock Championship standings coming into this Friday night. Those are just some of the storylines.
Yeah.
We're chock full of them. It all gets underway 6 o'clock for our 5 weekly divisions this coming Friday night. And of course, if you can't be here in person, tune us in on flowracing.com.